the inside. A nice run from La Vie Lumiere, who saved every inch of ground, and La Vie Lumiere's coming with each and every stride. La Vie Lumiere, beautifully handled by Flavien Prat in a narrow decision, taking the Blue Norther. Renegade. And they're off. Awkward start for Luby's Musical on the inside. It is a quick one for Into the Hall, who's vying for the lead. Tupelo is a little bit quicker in the opening furlong, and a fast recovery for Luby's Music, who gets into a good spot third. Then comes Mad Pursuit fourth, 3 lengths off the lead. Another 2 back to Manhattan Beauty, and Convo trails. Down the back stretch, and Tupelo, the long shot leader, prompted by Into the Hall, right up alongside in second. Then Luby's Music, stride for stride, with Mad Pursuit third and fourth. Manhattan Beauty, and on the outside comes Convo. 3 sets of 2, 3 furlongs to run. And now Into the Hall makes a move under Hector Berrios to take the lead. Tupelo is dropping back. Then Luby's Music in third. A wide bid from Convo. 4 wide orange cap, but making serious headway. In behind them, Manhattan Beauty there at the top of the stretch. And it's Into the Hall with a big lead of 4 lengths, chased by Luby's Music and Convo in the center of the racetrack. Mid-stretch, Into the Hall, 6-length advantage, lights out. Good-looking performance from Into the Hall, professional in victory, hand-ridden late to finish it up by 7 lengths. Convo was a good second. Then came Luby's Music third, and Manhattan Beauty. And they're off. Quick start for American Glory, but it is Captain Chuchis who will set the pace. And he goes to the front with Sketchy at the rail. American Glory just outside of him, and Ubakakeo behind that pair. They're followed by the Old Nine, who's a length and a half clear of Mr. Leisure. At the back of the field, you'll find Spearfish, and Cathal will do his best running later. Around the first turn, and the lead belongs to Captain Chuchis. Papa Padromo first and last as they make their way onto the back stretch. It's a 3-length lead on American Glory in second. Another couple back to Sketchy in third, who's 3 clear of Ubakakeo. That group followed by Mr. Leisure and the Old Nine, 3 clear of Spearfish and Cathal at the back. They're covered by close to 15 lengths, less than a half mile to go. Captain Chuchis, 2.5 lengths. American Glory in second. Then comes Sketchy, who's a comfortable third at this stage, moving into the far turn. Down at the rail, Mr. Leisure and Ubakakeo just in front of him. They are followed by the Old Nine. Cathal is down at the rail, and Spearfish now at the back. A quarter of a mile to go. Captain Chuchis, American Glory looming large, though, and American Glory is coming to get him now at the top of the stretch. 2 more back to Sketchy in third. Another couple of lengths, and Cathal is warming up on the outside of Mr. Leisure. 16th pole. In the meantime, Captain Chuchis is tough as nails. He is trying to turn away American Glory, and Captain Chuchis has done just that in front-running fashion. American Glory second, Mr. Leisure third, Sketchy finish fourth. Mr. Machu Picchu to the outside stall. And they're off, and Mr. Machu Picchu is going to the front. Tessuto hustled hard, though, and is battling for command. They're joined at the rail by 32 Chunk, who's a close-up third. Scatify shares that spot with him past the 5/8 pole. That group at the rail is followed by Uncle Chili with Maximus next, 2 lengths in front of Bally Hooligan. Just 6 lengths covers the field. Mr. Machu Picchu narrowly with Tessuto applying pressure and 32 Chunk. These three right across the track going to the 3/8 pole. It's another 3 back to Scatify in 4th. Then comes Maximus racing on the outside of Uncle Chili and Bally Hooligan. Midway on that far turn, the battle continues. Tessuto between horses. Mr. Machu Picchu on the outside, a half length to 32 Chunk on the rail. Uncle Chili and Scatify are next. They're at the top of the stretch. On the outside, Mr. Machu Picchu, a very game 32 Chunk is fighting bravely, and Tessuto in between them. It's Tessuto in front. Uncle Chili 3 to make up, finishing with some strong interest. Tessuto passes the 16th pole with a 2-length lead. It'll be close for second. Uncle Chili's flying, making it close for the win. Tessuto holds off an oncoming Uncle Chili. 3rd went to Mr. Machu Picchu. 4th between Bally Hooligan and 32 Chunk. Schwarzmeyer to the outside. It's post time for the Joe Hernandez. There they go. And it's a very fast start, as usual, for Flyover, who sprints through on the inside of Schwarzmeyer. Those two battle it out down the hill. 4 lengths more. El Potente, with his natural speed, secures a beautiful spot in 3rd. They are followed by Yellow Card in 4th, and Awesome Rhythm is just outside of them. Motorius a little closer than expected. He's 6 lengths off the lead. It's another 3 back to Zio Joe. Sumter is toward the back of the field. Racing inside of him is Sorrento Sky, and Gas Me Up is at the back of proceedings. It's Schwarzmeyer and Flyover still heads apart moving into the far turn. Hector Barrios and El Potente looming just in behind them 3rd, and not far behind him is Motorius. Those two are next to one another at the top of the stretch. Behind them comes Zio Joe. Yellow Card is on the inside. Out in the center of the course comes Gas Me Up. There's 1 furlong to go. Flyover yet to get by Schwarzmeyer, and now from the back here's Sumter and Gas Me Up, both flying home, and they're head and head coming for the wire. Sumter and Flavian Pratt. Gas Me Up on the outside, and Mirko de Moro. Gas Me Up from last to first. A stylish win in the Joe Hernandez. Sumter was 2nd. Zio Joe finished 3rd. It's a photo for 4th between El Potente and Sorrento Sky, who also closed late. Bring in. They're in the gate. And they're off. Known Idea bounces out very quickly, stronger than before, has speed. The gray Mr. Disrespectful came away in the top flight, but is now angling over to the rail. Keating Thunder is on the extreme outside, and Ooh Babe is 5th, but only 4 lengths off the lead as they pass the 7 furlong pole. That group followed by Estonian. Team Player now settles toward the back of the field. They're followed by the Gypsy Cowboy, who has about 9 lengths to make up. Speed Crazy is next, and it's another couple back to Left Hand Man. They head to the 5/8 pole, and it's the Harris Farm color bearer, stronger than before, leading the way to the half-mile pole with Known Idea right off his flank in 2nd. Keating Thunder is 3 deep and 2.5 off the lead. Ooh Babe has to go 4 wide. Mr. Disrespectful, a close-up 5th with less than a half-mile to go. Then Team Player next, followed by Estonian, who's in the red colors, 8 lengths off the lead. Another length and a half back. Left Hand Man is trying to make some progress and is doing just that. Then comes Speed Crazy, and it's another 6 back to the Gypsy Cowboy. Approaching the quarter pole and stronger than before, has been prominent throughout, pressed by Known Idea. Extreme outside, Ooh Babe has been very wide throughout, 6 wide at the top of the stretch. Mr. Disrespectful is trying to get up between horses, and Left Hand Man with this sustained bid continues to close stoutly. Estonian is down at the rail, but it's Mr. Disrespectful, the leader past the 16th pole, lets it out a notch and waves goodbye. Mr. Disrespectful will score handily by 4 lengths. Photo for 2nd between Left Hand Man and an oncoming Team Player, Keating Thunder 4th. And New Year's Day, we will celebrate the new year with $2 beers, sodas, and hot dogs. Pass colors. We're in the gate. And they're off. Charlie's Curlin in the center of the course. Breaks smartly, and Keegman is coming through along the rail. House of Mischief in between is quicker than both, and the pace extremely honest. Here's Medici moving up into second behind House of Mischief. Then Biggie, who's in between horses as they move into the first turn. Going wide there was Essos, and down on the inside of those rivals, we have Charlie's Curlin. Keegman is now about 5 lengths off the lead, and he's swinging on to the backstretch with the leader still, House of Mischief. So House of Mischief is in front, leads it by 1 length. Medici is racing in the second spot, racing 2 clear of Essos in third. Charlie's Curlin is fourth, heading to the half-mile pole. Then comes Biggie, who's racing in between horses. Rio Grande on the outside, and Keegman has been shuffled back consistently, losing ground steadily into the far turn. At the back of the field are Mendel's Tune. Mendel's Tune is more than 10 lengths off the lead, rounding the far turn. In front of him is Saharian and Neza outside of them. It's House of Mischief coming to the quarter pole, hounded throughout by Medici, who's had a smooth trip in second, trying to get by this front runner, House of Mischief, who turns for home with a half-length advantage. In behind them, Charlie's Curlin has been tucked in, will angle out into the 3-path for the final 1/8 of a mile, where Medici is within ahead of House of Mischief. Medici, House of Mischief, nose to nose, followed by Charlie's Curlin. Keegman trying to modulate bid. It's Medici with a slight lead, but House of Mischief won't go away. Medici, another for Mirko de Muro. As Medici confidently handled throughout, beats House of Mischief. Third photo between Essos and Charlie's Curlin was trying to get a piece of it too. Down at the rail, Keegman was trying to, or $404.80.
Happy belated birthday to all our equine friends. And of course, it's belated because yesterday we could not race because of Mother Nature, unfortunately. And Mother Nature today is allowing us to race here at the Great Race Place. However, the 2 turf races scheduled to be on the lawn have been taken off the turf and now will be run on the main track. That'll be races 4 and 7. And of course, Happy New Year once again, belatedly to each and every one of you. We hope from all of us to all of you, we hope that is a very happy, healthy, and prosperous 2026 for each and every one of you. 2025 certainly ended well for our seminar guest today. He's the Hispanic ambassador for San Diego, but that's one of many jobs he does here at the Great Race Place. His name, George Ortuzar. George, Happy New Year. Welcome to the seminar.
Happy New Year. It's a pleasure to be here with you, TQ.
It's great to have you here. Now, you're a big thoroughgraphs guy. You look at buyer speed figures. You're a very all-encompassing handicapper, but on opening day, I kidded with Brad Free, who was my seminar guest on opening day, that it was probably the most over-scrutinized race card anybody had ever looked at because we had the PPs for a week. So everybody was watching replays, and then because of the 48-hour delay, everybody was well prepared. But you were very, very well prepared. The early pick 5 paid $16,000, and you hit it on a ticket for just a little bit more than $100.
Yeah, it was a very exciting day, especially going into that last race when I was alive to everybody in the last race. And I had like 2 singles because I don't think you can do a pick 6 where you can get 2 by 3 by 3 by 2. So I'm not that good. So there's some races where I need to press the all button, and so what happens is you have to find some singles. So I found 2 singles that I thought the first race was a single with Ramayama, who I thought was
big field though, big field.
But you got to single somewhere. And I loved Wish They All Could Be. So those 2 I singled, and then I spread in the race. It's funny because when I handicap, I don't get the morning line because I have to handicap.
Sometimes better, right?
Sometimes better. And so I put in my ticket, whatever, and then comes the second race. I told somebody I got 2 singles, and he goes, "This isn't the second race. This is obviously your other single."
Bob Baffert second-time starter.
And I'm like, that horse is 1 to 5.
Right.
I didn't see him as a 1 to 5 shot.
Correct.
I spread in that race, and I was like, "Am I missing something?" Because sometimes you doubt yourself. You go, "Did I miss something? Should I have singled this one instead of Wish They All Could Be?" But as it turned out,
you had Secured Freedom from the Tim Teen Barn in race number 2, where Winston Ave went down in flames.
And you know what? I really love the handicap, the workout report from Andy Harrington. I love him.
NationalTurf.com.
Love him. And that horse had a B+.
He did.
I mean, so that was certainly to me not a single race. And so
in the third leg, George, My Perfect Wave won and paid $16.20. That was another big field on the turf course. How deep did you go there? Because you had to beat the post-time favorite, who wound up being run a mile in my shoes.
Yeah, I had all. In that leg.
So you had 2 alls, race 3 and race 5.
Race 3 and race 5.
And 2
single, and then 3 horses.
The all button never loses, right?
It was great, and it came out great. And it was funny because at the end, I was rooting for the 12 because I knew if the 12 wins, I hit the pick 5 with my wife, Lily, who runs the gift shop. And so when they showed the payoffs, I think Nimron was like $1,800. So I said, "Don't worry, if I hit the pick 5, you're going to get half." And I'm expecting she's going to get $900. She got she ended up like with $10,000. That horse, almost the longest shot won.
Hiding in Honduras from the Jonathan Thomas barn. It was the Mathis Mile, race number 5. And I remember a patron in Eddie Logan, one of our VIP players, actually was in the same position as you. He was 3 deep and also had Hiding in Honduras.
Oh, great.
And Hiding in Honduras was always kind of near the front, but then explosively kind of blew by the leader late and got up in the shadows of the wire, paying $21.40 to win.
In the racing forum said he was pinballed around. I didn't see the race, but I love I can't see every race, but the pinball around, really, I thought, wow, he's got a good shot. And when he won, it was really exciting. If I could talk about one more thing that day.
Anything you want, George, you're the guest.
I had a really good day. I won like almost $20,000 that day, but I had $1,000 if Cabo Spirit would have won the 9th.
He did.
But I had like pick 3s going to him and doubles and everything. And I was like, if I'm alive in that, then I don't have to bet him to win or anything like that. I was like, if he wins, I get $1,000. I'm happy with that. So I hate when work gets in the way of my wagering.
Happens to all of us.
I had a lot of things
Imagine
to do.
that you get paid to be at the racetrack and you get sour.
So great. So I'm running to my desk to see the race. I'm rushing to my desk. And when I get to the desk, my office is right next to Amy Zimmerman's office. And Amy Zimmerman, award-winning, just a stellar.
A superstar.
A superstar in this field. She's a superstar. So, I don't like to bother her too often with horses I bet. So, but I run to my office. The TV's not on. I don't know where the remote is.
She probably thought something was wrong. You're running around the hallway, clomping up and down like a thoroughbred.
So, and then I hear the race is about to go off. So I go into Amy's like, can I please see this race with you? She doesn't have any idea that I bet on Cabo Spirit. And she's rooting for Cabo Spirit the whole way. And she's like, oh, there's Mike Smith. He's going to Cabo Spirit. And I'm going, yeah, that's the way I like. And then when he got to the Cabo Spirit had a big lead. Then the field caught up to Cabo Spirit, and I was like, they're all going to go by. And Amy, who doesn't even know I wagered this horse, Amy goes, this is where Cabo Spirit gets brave, catches another gear and wins. I'm like, yes, Amy, yes.
Little did she know.
She had no idea I had this horse until later. Then she was, and it was just that was exciting as well. It was just an exciting day all around. And the crowd we had here was stupendous, man. It was
40,000 plus was in attendance on track. It certainly felt like it. A lot of energy. The racing was great. The payoffs were great. The handicapping tournament was in the Goldenrod Lounge.
Yeah, we had a new location that we've tried because we've had the Players Lounge and other locations. This location, it kind of opened up since the Golden Road pub opened up. And the players loved it. It's centrific. It's your own little space. The paddock is right there. The finish line is right there. It was just a wonderful time. I think a lot of our tournaments moving forward are going to be in that locale.
Tournament winner Joe Vita turned his $1,500 into more than $18,000. He's going to be my seminar guest tomorrow, so no pressure on you. You have to out-handicap the champion of the handicapping tournament on opening day today, as opposed to what Joe is going to do tomorrow. What do you think of today's card, George? You've had plenty of time to look at it. You going to find some nuggets for us?
Yeah, in the last race, I have a horse that my whole day is going to key around. He's 8-1, so that'll be a key race. And then along the way, one of the things I told myself this year is I'm going to bet pick fives.
You have a New Year's resolution.
New Year's
from a
pick fives
standpoint?
And wins, because a lot of times I love a horse who'll win. I get nothing.
Like Cabo Spirit.
Yeah, and because I didn't have the pick three or I didn't have this, so I got my blinkers on, pick fives and win.
Keep it simple. That's George Ortuzar's New Year's resolution for 2026. More importantly, we're going to find out who George likes on today's 8-race card, which begins at 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. But before we do any of that, let's toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramani and get the early changes on today's Friday's card here at the Great Race Place.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Great Race Place. The track is fast, and we are off the turf. Here are the early changes on today's program. There are no changes in the first. It is the first leg of the early pick five. Race 2, number 1, Lucky Nia, 1 pound over. And this rider change is now in. Number 7, Tom Star, Armando Ayuso. Armando Ayuso is now the rider of number 7. Turning to race 3, it's the start of the $2 pick 6. No changes in the third. The fourth is off the turf, 6 furlongs on the main. Scratch 1, Vron Bayou. Scratch 3, Big Bill. Scratch 6, Roxy's Bad Boy. And scratch number 7, Straight Up Country. 1, 3, 6, 7 out. Late pick 5 starts with the fourth. Turning to race 5. No changes. In the 6th, number 2, Style Cat, the jockey Cesar Belmont. Late pick 3 starts with the 6. $5 late double begins with race 7. Off the Turf, and scratch 1 Garden Party, as well as 2 Just a Kiss, 1 and 2 out of the 7th. And in the 8th, Super High 5 wagering is offered. Scratch number 13, Golden Chaser. Those are the changes on our 8-race program. Enjoy your day at the Great Race Place. We are 59 minutes away. Off the Turf today, 4 and 7 to be run on the fast main track. Back to Quigley's Corner we go. His special guest today, George Ortuzar.
Welcome back. We're talking North with George Ortuzar. He's the San Diego Hispanic Ambassador. He has a lot of responsibilities, I should say, around the racetrack, including wagering on early pick fives, which he did on opening day, where he put in a ticket a little bit more than $100 in cash for in excess of $16,000. We're hoping he can give us some winners today. So, George, let's kick things off in race number 1. All races today are on the main track. The 2 turf races have been moved to the main track. And in race 1, which begins the popular 50-cent early pick 5, we're going 1 mile on the main track. Maiden special weight, 3-year-old fillies. One interesting note in your racing form or your program is you'll notice all of these 3-year-old fillies now add Lasix. Of course, that's the rule in California. 3-year-olds are allowed to use Lasix once they become 3, which happened on January 1st. So you'll see all 7 runners adding Lasix today, including the morning line favorite in the current betting choice at 3-5, who's number 2, Miss Watermelon from the Jonathan Thomas barn. Some players out there might not recognize the racing stable name Go-Go Grays, but that is in fact the nom de plume for Dave Portnoy, the president of Barstool Sports. So certainly a lot of eyes will be on Miss Watermelon. George, before we get your thoughts on the race, I wanted to show a workout courtesy of our friends at firsttv.com for Miss Watermelon. Miss Watermelon is the gray. Dave likes gray runners. That's why Miss Watermelon happens to be gray. She's here on the inside. This workout was here at San Diego on December 19th. She's currently the 3-5 choice. I'm actually going to remain silent in a minute, in a few seconds, to let everybody make their own observations about this workout. Once they cross the finish line, I'll give you my conclusion. But that's Miss Watermelon on the inside, the gray. The workout mate is a runner by the name of Sharon's Beach, also from the Jonathan Thomas barn. Sharon's Beach is a 2-time starter at Colonial, has not yet broken the maiden, but nevertheless, let's watch them as they turn for home. Sharon's Beach on the outside, Miss Watermelon on the inside. You be the judge as to who works better once they cross the finish line. As we watch the gallop out here, George, I don't know about you, but immediately when I watched this workout, I put Sharon's Beach in my stable mail, because if Miss Watermelon is currently 3-5 on the tote board trying 2 turns for the first time, I want some action on Sharon's Beach whenever that horse comes back and runs its very first time here in Southern California. However, Miss Watermelon, from a buyer speed figure standpoint, from a last race performance standpoint, irregardless of that most recent workout, is going to be the morning line favorite. And I have a feeling you like Miss Watermelon as well.
Yeah, and I wrote down Sharon's Beach as I'm watching that, because what a workout. That was spectacular.
Very strong workout.
So, in the program, at the end of the program, I put my picks every day in the program.
And online as well.
And online in English and in Spanish. Sometimes my Spanish picks are better. No, they're the same. Anyway, and this is my best bet of the day. Miss Watermelon ran into Nima, who was just one of those Bob Baffert, beasts that was like 3-5 that day. Was never going to pass him, but ran a 10 on the thoroughgraph. And just has the best number, stretching out. Third time is a charm. The workout, even though Sharon's Beach did work better, still was an excellent work by Miss Watermelon. Earned the B on the Harrington report, and I think she's going to stretch out fine. I'm going to be betting a pick 5 today. She's going to be a single for sure. Then the 6 and the 7 come out of the same race, and to me, they're kind of the same horse, Benzai Betty. But to me, it's all about, getting my single home in the pick 5, and Miss Watermelon is going to be a definite single for me.
Let's take a look at the PPs for number 6, Bonsai Betty, your second selection in race number 1, George. You can see last time out, she comes out of the same race as Bank Shot. Those two runners on November 14th at Del Mar lost to another Bob Baffert, Amazon. That Amazon came back to win the Grade 2 Starlet at Los Alamitos on December 6th. So certainly Bonsai Betty and Bank Shot have that two-turn experience, and they did run into a Bob Baffert monster last time. We'll see if race number 1 today is more competitive than just the 3 to 5 on number 2, Miss Watermelon. Let's turn the page, take a look at race number 2. We're sprinting 6 furlongs in the main track. Race 2 also begins the 50-cent early pick 4. This is for maiden claiming fillies and mares in for a $20,000 tag. Make the jockey on number 7, Tom Star Armando Ayuso, the morning line favorite. Number 2, East Boca Kibitz at 2-1 on the morning line. Hasn't been seen in the afternoons since May of this year, taking a drop down in class. George, before we get your thoughts on the race, again, courtesy of our friends at firsttv.com, let's watch a solo workout for East Boca Kibitz, easy for me to say, East Boca Kibitz on November 28th. What I wanted to show in this workout, and I know that you like this runner as well, George, is she's got a tremendous amount of early speed. Now, she's taken a drop down in class. They paid $140,000 for her at auction, so they're not necessarily in love with her, but I'll tell you what, she can move along quite fast early, as you can see in this workout. I don't think as we continue to watch the workout that she gets that tired late. Ron Ellis, the trainer of East Boca Kibitz, does very well off layoffs. This is a 5-year-old mare now, just making her second career starter. But I know you watched this work as well. I know you watched the replay from her first race when she missed the break and rushed up and took a commanding lead. It's probably her race to lose in race 2 today.
Yeah, no question about it. She's the speed, but there's also a lot of speed, I thought, lined up in this race as well. So I don't think she's going to get an easy lead, but any normal second time out improvement is going to, put East Boca Kibitz right in the photo, I think. And of course, Ron Ellis, spectacular, logical drop. I think East Boca is going to be right there. But I really like the 7, Tom Star. Tom Star comes in with the best last race thoroughgraph number. It ran a 15 over there. It was easier, Los Al. But again, I think there's a lot of speed, and I think Tom Star can sit a perfect trip and do really, really well in here at a really good price. So certainly those two are the most logical, but it could be a race where you're going to spread a little bit.
If you're like George and you like number 7, Tom Star, in race number 2, here's an interesting handicapping fact that might encourage you to wager a little bit more. Tom Star in that last race at Los Alamitos that George was referring to, that was a split. In other words, there were 2 divisions. This division that Tom Star ran in was faster by 1.27 seconds. That's basically 5 lengths faster than the other division. So granted, she's an 0 for 11 5-year-old mare, but she does come out of the much faster division crosstown at Los Alamitos. On today's 8-race card, race number 3 begins the $2 pick 6, and we kick things off in the $2 pick 6, sprinting 5.5 furlongs in the main track for fillies and mares, $10,000 claimers, non-winners of 2 races lifetime, a field of 8. Number 6, Tiger Fire from the Brian Coroner barn, fresh off a victory, is the 6-5 morning line favorite. Chalk here, you're looking elsewhere, Georgie.
I think I'm only going to use a couple in here because the one is either going to win this race by 10 lengths or could possibly come in last. It was one of those deals. But Jeff Mullins, his stock has been looking really good in this short meet. This one is taking a precipitous drop from optional claiming 50,000 to 10. Has some of the best thoroughgraph numbers in the race. Should toast these, toast to Lanny, but you got to proceed with caution a little bit with that one. Whereas Tiger Fire just annihilated them last time. I came up with an 8 on the thoroughgraph, the best number by far. It's not even close. So it's a question of the 1's got the class, the 6 has got the speed. I think one of them is going to win. And I'm just going to be using those two in my pick 5.
Race number 4 begins the 50-cent late pick 5. This is one of the 2 races that's coming off the turf course. It'll be run at 6 furlongs in the main track. It's for maiden special weight Calabreds. 4 scratches in this race. The following runners will not compete. 1, 3, 6, and 7. 1, 3, 6, 7 have all been declared out of race number 4. That leaves us with just a field of 5. More than likely, the odds-on favorite will be number 2, Infinitum, who is 7-5 currently on the morning line, but likely to go lower from the Mark Glatt barn. George, as you well know, a number of these runners exit the same race. So let's watch the replay that these runners exit, including Infinitum. Excuse my pronunciation of that name. This was a race at Del Mar on November 30th. It was the second race. This was a race that both the morning line favorite is going to exit, as well as Otto's Magic and Maury Wills. We're going to watch the runner breaking from post position number 3, closing ground late, a little bit green coming down the lane. You'll also notice this replay we're about to watch was run at a distance of 5.5 furlongs. The extra distance should help and maybe hurt some of the runners exiting this race. Let's listen to Larry Comas describe the action back on November 30th and watch the replay.
They're off. Good even beginning here. It is Little Raymond who goes out to the lead. Otto's Magic from the rail. Murray Wills on the far outside, and Solo Gano right up in there as well. Love to Gig is away running in 5th behind them. Then Team Player, Infinitum, Charms Away is the trailer. Up the backstretch, the favorites in front. It's Otto's Magic out there by 3/4 of a length now. Solo Gano is second as they move for the far turn. Then Maury Wills on the outside of Love to Gig. Team Player in behind them. 3 to Infinitum. Little Raymond along the inside and Charms Away. Around the far turn they go. Otto's Magic the leader. Solo Gano, Maury Wills moving 3 wide. Team Player moving 4 wide. The 4 of them across the track as they come to the top of the stretch. Otto's Magic taken on by Team Player on the far outside. Maury Wills trying to stick with them between horses. 1 furlong to run. Team Player is taking the lead. Team Player on the outside. Maury Wills second. Then comes Otto's Magic down toward the rail, followed by Infinitum, who's closing well late on the far outside, but it's Team Player. Team Player to win it, and then it was Infinitum. Maury Wills.
George, Team Player is a nice maiden from the Ryan Hansen barn who's had a couple of subsequent starts, including on opening weekend here at St. Anita,
yes,
and is a very, very talented horse. But Infinitum, as you can see on debut, was closing some good ground late, slow to change leads, green, now gets an extra half furlong to work out. You like Infinitum best, or are you looking elsewhere?
Well, I like Infinitum best, and Mark Glatt certainly has got a great percentage with his second time starting maidens. And that one certainly, it seemed like that one needed that race, and it should improve. It was a little green, but all of them, the 2, the 8, and the 9, they were kind of right there with each other. So I'm going all in this race because any of those 3, I think Otto's Magic can get loose on the lead, and Maury Wills, that was a great debut for Maury Wills. Omnificent hasn't been seen in a long time, but ran a good number as a 4-year-old, and so I'm not going to leave one out, the 4. So yeah, whenever you leave one out, forget about it. So I'm using them all. Obviously, the 4 doesn't fit, but I'm not falling into that trap anymore. So I'm using them all. But Infinitum certainly seems like the one to beat.
Race number 5 begins the 50-cent late pick 4. We're sprinting the abbreviated sprint distance of 5.5 furlongs on the main track. $10,000 claimers, non-winners of 3 races lifetime. A field of 8. The even money morning line favorite is number 1, Dirty Words from the Doug O'Neill barn. I don't know, Georgie. I'm a little bit skeptical here on Dirty Words. I know there's a big number and this and that and 2 for 3 on the main track, but I don't know. I'm just not going to fall into the trap, as you like to say, of Dirty Words. But maybe talk me on or off Dirty Words.
No, I mean, 30 Words, you got to use him. He's looking for the hat trick.
It's going to be short price.
It's going to be a short price. Well, I'm saying in the pick 5, it's okay to get a short price every now and then in the pick 5. But I'm certainly using Broadway Unions as well. Broadway Unions, I think, has a touch of class. The thoroughgraph numbers overall are better than Dirty Words. For Dirty Words, his last one was, great. He ran a 7. It was spectacular. But prior to that, it was 15s and so forth. Broadway Unions always runs at 11, 9, 8, 8, always strong numbers. The lower the number, the better. And now takes a logical drop, a needed drop. Hector Palmer drops him from 16,000 to 10. Should easily compete in this race. I think Broadway Unions is the one to bet on, and certainly I'm using that one in my pick 5s, both early and late.
Broadway Union, as you mentioned, George, trained by Hector Palma. He's 1-for-1 at the meet. Of course, that puts a smile on your face because Hector Palma won race number 4 on opening day with a runner by the name Wish They All Could Be, who obviously was one of the keys to your winning pick 5 ticket. One other comment on Georgie's comments about number 4, Broadway Unions, in race number 5. Last time out, he ran an open $16,000 in the open $16,000 level. Today, he not only drops down in class, but it's a condition claiming race, non-winners of 3 races lifetime, and perhaps more importantly, his last race at Los Alamitos on December 14th, the winner of that particular race was a $40,000 claiming dropper. So certainly the competition in that field was much stronger than what Broadway Unions is going to face today.
When you said, you know, I hit the pick 5. Early that day, Frank Miramati brought me 3 empanadas.
Before the day started?
Before the day started.
Okay.
He brought me 3 empanadas. He says, you know, I know you like empanadas, and I got this, and here's 3 for free. You know, you don't have to pay me, George. It's free. Here you go, 3 empanadas. After I hit the pick 5.
Did he text you?
He calls me up. He says, you know, each empanada, I'm sorry, it was $5,000 each. I thought it was free.
Word spreads faster on the racetrack when somebody has some
Jessica
good fortune,
Gonzalez called me. I got to thank Jessica because, you know, we've been friends for a while. And when she was racing, I loved her. I mean, on Santa Anita Oy, I loved picking her and I love watching her ride. And she's doing a stupendous job, obviously, working for us here at Santa Anita. And she called me and congratulated me. And I thank Jessica a lot, but I owe apparently $5,000 for each empanada.
Those are expensive empanadas.
Expensive empanadas for Frank Miramati.
I don't think he'll hold that debt. Just consider it an IOU. Okay. Race number 6 begins the popular $3 late pick 3 with the reduced 15% takeout. You know the concept. Higher minimum, lower takeout means better payouts. We've got a field of 9 in race number 6, sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track for allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than Caesar Belmont, the new jockey in town, rides number 2, Style Cat, who takes the blinkers off. However, the Maury line favorite from the red hot George Papadromou barn, first off the claim, number 7, Comedy Town, who's 5-2 on the Maury line. 9 ways you can go here, George. Which way you going and why?
All right. I love an angle. There's certain angles that, you know, have been profitable for me throughout the years. Straight maiden droppers, you know, first time, whoever the hot jockey is, first time Pratt or first time, you know, like that.
Hernandez.
Yeah. But one of the strongest angles year in year in my lifetime here in Santa Anita is Jeff Mullins first off the claim. He's phenomenal first off the claim. He's just wonderful. He won a race, I think, first off the claim on opening day, if I'm not mistaken. He is just great. He claimed this one for 50 G's. Great workout since. Comes in with the, you know, almost the best last race thoroughbred number of 3.
We're talking about number 9,
Number 9, Red Flag, beaten by Comedy Town. And it doesn't matter who trained it before. You know, I love Bob Hess. It doesn't matter who trained it. When Jeff Mullen gets a brand new acquisition, he does phenomenal with them. And I think Red Flag, and has been working great. Andy Harrington got a B and a B+. I like Red Flag a lot. And Simple Song is my second pick because he's only had 2 races. He's done nothing wrong. Mark Glad. He got a little bit better from his first start to his second start in as far as thoroughgraph numbers are concerned, not buyers. But you know he's a price as well. But I love Red Flag. First time Mullins, I just think is such a strong angle.
A comment and then a question for you, George, regarding your top pick, number 9, Red Flag. It's actually a reclaim by Jeff Mullins. If you dig way deep into September of 2024 down at Delmar, this horse was claimed off of Jeff Mullins, so he decided to take it back for the same ownership as well. And I wanted to revisit the comment you just made that for number 1, Simple Song, the buyer speed figure might be less in race number 2, in career start number 2 than the debut, but for thoroughgraph it's higher. When you're in situations like that, from a logical standpoint, they should basically be in synchronization with each other, but sometimes they're not. Which number do you give the more weight to?
Yeah, well, I mean, in my eyes, without question, the thoroughgraph number. I mean, that's the basis for you know, which they all could be best thoroughgraph numbers in that race, and not necessarily the best buyer numbers. And I think that buyer numbers are great, but I think I said it many times. If 2 runners hit the wire together, they get the same buyer number. Even if one was like 6 wide going around the turn.
And the other one was up the rail.
Yeah, and had to travel much more distance. So he ran faster, but he gets the same buyer number. Doesn't get the same thoroughgraph number. That horse gets a better thoroughgraph number. And I think it's just incredibly logical to me that you have to take that into account, that they couldn't possibly have the same exact number if one ran much further than the other.
Race number 7 begins the popular $5 late daily double. Similar concept with a reduced takeout of 15%. Race 7, again, is off the turf course. Will be run at the same distance on the main track. This is for Calbred, fillies and mares, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of one other than 2 scratches. Take out both number 1, Garden Party, and number 2, Just a Kiss. Leaves us with a field of 6. The likely post-time favorite is going to be number 8, Nothing is Forever, from the Blaine Wright barn, ridden by Kyle Frey. Give us your thoughts on race 7, George.
Yeah, the 8's going to be my top pick. First off the claim. Again, most, I've always learned the trainers, first off the claim, they just get a little tiny extra special attention. First time in the barn, first time for that new owner. That new owner just put up a lot of money.
It's like buying a new car, right?
Yeah.
You want to take care of it as soon as you get it in the garage.
As soon as you get it, yeah. And so Nothing's Forever comes in with the best last race thoroughgraph number on the dirt. I also think that Ms. Club Cali, Steve Knapp is another one that's just phenomenal. First off the claim, he's a claiming expert, and he just claimed Miss Club Cali for 40 G's and puts him in a spot where he could easily win, and he's not going to get claimed. Miss Club Cali on the dirt, I think, is really gets a big look from me.
As you can see on the graphic before we take a look at the nightcap race number 8, you can see the main track is listed as fast. So the main track today for all 8 races will be a fast racing surface, which hats off again to the maintenance crew here at San Anita. We've dealt with a lot of rain, 5 inches prior to opening day, 2 inches with this most recent storm. So they've been working very, very hard. And it's a tip of the cap to all of them who work 24 hours a day that we're able to enjoy a main fast track surface today. Race number 8 offers $1 super high 5 wagering, 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Maiden claiming Calbred, 3-year-olds in for a $20,000 tag. Take out the also eligible number 13, Golden Chaser, will not compete. Still leaves us with a full field of 12. Lukewarm morning line favorite, number 6, One Happy Dude, who is 4-1 on the morning line. Georgie, on let's see, it would have been Monday, day number 2 of racing. We had one winning ticket in the super high 5, paid in excess of $24,000.
Wow.
You had a good hit. This particular player bought the winning super high 5 ticket for $180. It paid $24,000. Wow. It was purchased at twinspires.com. So congratulations to that skilled player in swooping the pool for the super high 5. There's money to be made at the Great Race Place.
I hate when people say, "Oh, Santa Anita, you can't make money there." Are you kidding me? This place is just fantastic. Great for wagering. I love wagering here, and there's certainly money to be made, as we've seen.
The pools are deep and the pools are warm. So come on in, right? Come on in and swim a little bit.
And we got some great bets. The Sunset Pick 6, the
Coast to
Coast. When not like today, but when we have the all turf pick 3,
sure.
I love betting the all turf pick 3. So anyway, a lot of exciting opportunities.
All right, give us a winner to close it out on race 8, George.
All right, so in this last race, 6, 7, and 8, I think they're pretty close, 6, 7, and 8. But my top pick is number 4, Gentleman Rancher. Gentleman Rancher is got just as good a thoroughgraph number as the other ones, right there.
Can I stop you right there?
Ahead.
So Gentleman Rancher ran under the lights at Los Alamitos. It was not a daytime performance.
Right.
So Thoroughgraph does provide ratings for the nighttime races at Los Alamitos?
They do, not for obviously for the quarter horse races, but they do for the thoroughbred.
Good to know.
And ran a good number. Was well meant that day and almost won despite breaking poorly. If you go back, really broke poorly, and now gets first time Lasix because it's a brand new 3-year-old, and they add blinkers. Plus, he brings over Payeras, and I really like Payeras. I think Payeras is excellent.
A lot of trainers have been using him lately, including Doug O'Neill that comes to mind, and winning with him as well. Like you said, he's kind of the king of Los Alamitos, but it's a jockey that not many players around the country are aware of, but he can get the job done here at San Anita.
No question. He's under the radar, and a lot of people don't know him, but I know him. He's good. And look, he didn't bring in somebody else for that. He brought Payeras. That, to me, that's a great sign that this horse is super, super live. He's not going to come in here and bring him in there if he wasn't live. I think if he doesn't break slow, he wins that race. He now gets blinkers on, first time Lasix. He's a price. Payeras. I love the 4, and if he wins, I'm going to have another really, really good day.
Now, if he doesn't win, who are you going to be most concerned about in the field? Who's your second choice?
Well, the 6, 7, and 8 to me are almost the same. So One Happy Dude was a nice second last time out. Lanzador, was good. The 7's got big time class, dropping from maiden special weight for Pipey. So 6, 7, and 8, they're all, to me, they're the same horse.
We know that you'll be using some of those runners in your pick 5, but how will you approach it from a wagering standpoint, George? You talked about your New Year's resolution being bet to win.
Yeah.
Will you make a win wager on number 4, Gentleman Rancher?
So this is my plan here.
That's what we want to know your plan is.
So I'm going to spread a little bit in the pick 5 in race 8 with 6, 7, 8, and 4. Then I'm going to bet a pick 4, just singling the 4, singling him, and hopefully that'll be good. So when I get kind
of like a reincarnation of Cabo Spirit,
right? And so if I'm alive to him in both or either, whatever, then I'm not going to have to bet him. But if I'm not, then I'll bet him to win.
Gotcha. More than one way to skin a cat, that's for sure. George Ortuzar, our seminar guest, always on top of the racing action. You can find his selections every day at santanita.com. Just go to the website. You'll find his selections there. Also, keep in mind, we've got 4 minutes before we have to toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati. There's a couple more wagers George and I did not talk about that you should at least be aware of and get involved with. One is the $1 Coast to Coast Pick 5, as you're probably familiar with. That combines races both from Santa Anita Park and Gulfstream Park, our sister track, which is running today. And of course, the Sunset Pick 6, another $1 wager with a low takeout. That combines the last 3 races at Santa Anita with the last 3 races at Gulfstream Park. As you can see today, there's actually a carryover in that particular pool, the $1 Sunset 6. That'll start at $12:19 Pacific time, and the carryover close to $7,000. Thanks to each and every one of you for watching today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll have another seminar tomorrow. Start time for that will be 10:50 a.m. Have a great afternoon, everybody, here at the Great Race Place. Enjoy your afternoon and good luck. Happy New Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. afternoon and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the great race place where the track is fast and we are off the turf. Here are the changes. Race 1 started the early pick 5. And note that there is a carryover in the Sunset pick 6. It starts with Gulfstream's 7th, which is coming up next. The Gulfstream's 7th race comes up shortly, and that is the first leg of the Sunset pick 6. Sunset pick 6, new wager this year that combines the last 3 races from Gulfstream with the last 3 from Santa Anita Park. Just under 7,000 in that carryover. At Gulfstream, there are 17 minutes to the first leg of the Sunset 6. In race 2, number 1, Lucky Nia, 1 pound over. 7, Tom Star, make the jockey Armando Ayuso. The third starts our $2 pick 6, and in the third, no changes. Race 4, off the turf. Florian Sima, celebrating a happy birthday, one of our very best customers here at Santa Anita Park. Happy birthday, Florian. In this race, scratch 1, Vron Bayou, scratch 3, Big Bill, scratch 6, Roxy's Bad Boy, scratch 7, Straight Up Country, 1, 3, 6, 7 are out. 5th race kicks off the late pick 4. No changes. In the 6th, number 2, Style Cat, the jockey Cesar Belmont. Late pick 3 starts. 6th off the turf, scratch 1, Garden Party, scratch 2, Just a Kiss, $5 late double on the 7th. 8th has super high 5 wagering and a scratch of 13. Golden Chaser. Enjoy your day. Here at Santa Anita Park, we are 27 minutes away from the opener.